Good morning, traders. Morning, Robert Pro, Chad, Bob Peterson, Joe, Dusty, Who Loves Lunatic, JC, Yolanda, Robert Pro, Bill VW, JC again, Michael, Pat, John, and Frank. And everybody that hasn't typed in the chat, good morning to you. Not seeing much moving today. That's typical for Friday. I guess we will see at 6 a.m., which is in about 4 minutes. If you're new here, we're watching these two indicators. This one is the momentum indicator. If any stocks are moving, it's going to create a list. It's going to score them from 1 to whatever number, depending on how strong the run is. Once we see these numbers start coming in and we see a volume spike beside them, that's when we want to pay attention. Once that happens, we click on them and watch them on the chart to see what's happening and make our decision to enter or not. Good morning, Frank, Pat. Frank, good morning, neighbor. Morning, Michael. Hope we have another morning like yesterday. That was pretty nice. 2 stocks in a row. Good morning, Dupree, Broke Joe. About 2 minutes to go here. If you're new, I'll do a demonstration about 6:30. Let's get through pre-market open. Try to make a few dollars. Make sure your chart is on EXT so you can trade pre-market. You just loaded this Momo scanner. Right-click on the title, edit formula, make sure that this EXT box is checked for extended hours. Good morning, Fire Medic Dave and Andy S. Glad you got your problem resolved. About 30 seconds to go. I'm seeing IFRX making a small move. There's not much money there, a couple pennies at a time. Would like to see a list of stocks, not just one. Yesterday we had 10 or 12. But it's typical for Friday. They usually sell off. About 5 seconds to go. Good luck to you. So that one immediately took off. know how far it will go since it's the only one. It's already pulling back. You can see the volume spike indicators telling you there's buyers coming in. It's bullish. Momo indicators giving it a score 8.9, 8.5, jumping around. Now up to 10.15 on the bullish signal. Good morning, Tony. I don't have much faith in these cheaper stocks. A lot of people like to play them. That's your market. Be careful. NVOS making a move here. It's at 31 cents. Again, too cheap for me. Not real strong. You can see bearish on IFRX now pulling back. You're the one that loves chasing pennies. This definitely pre-market is your time. We see them over and over again. Good morning, Skits, Mr. Rodriguez, James, JC. Fridays usually are our worst day of the week, but it was a pretty rough week overall, yesterday being the best day. Buyers are still coming in on this penny stock. I'll take a look at PSTV, but I don't see it in the list. It must not have much activity. It is moving. That's a good thing. I like to see the pullback here. I don't know why it's not in the list. Guess we're still battling that changeover from Schwab, TOS to Schwab, or TD Ameritrade to Schwab. Nice pullback here if you want to get in. That would may be a chance for you right here. I'd like to see it pull back a little further. Looking pretty weak though. That's a pullback right there. About half of that previous candle is what I like to see. If it continues going down, it's probably going to sell off. Thank you, Frank, for putting that out there. It definitely wasn't on my screen. We've been having streaming issues with ThinkorSwim lately from their merger with Charles Schwab. Some of us are getting some stocks and some of us aren't getting them. Nothing we can do about that at the moment until wait till this merger's over. Maybe we'll get the bounce back up from 166 to 177. We can get the buyers to come back in. Good morning, Randy. Good morning, Picker, Dusty, Geo. IFRX making a little comeback. Or maybe not. Well, the market's not giving us much this morning, but this happens every Friday. I call Friday sell-off day. People going back to cash before the weekends. Yes, TV is holding this price level, which it was holding the upper level, not the lower. And VOS made a small move before market open. I think that was the first one on my watch list when I turned on the PC. Not very much profit there. It's also 80 cents to 82 to 82 and a half. Not worth the investment. Good morning, Robert. Good morning, F9R. F9R, as far as I know, you just log in to Schwab and the same thing pops back up. They're keeping the same platform. I'm about 99% sure of that. I know at the beginning it was pretty rough. People had to manually load their scans. But I've also had a few subscribers say all they had to do was sign back in under Schwab and everything was the same. So I guess it's per each individual if you have trouble or not. Good morning, Alex Tan. Yes, it is Friday. Good morning, Melanie. Good morning, Pat. OT. You might not be so wrong on that, OT. It is a little risky this morning. Not much happening. Enjoy your coffee as we wait. Or your lunch or your dinner. I'm sure you're all over the place. Melanie, I'm on a laptop. It's very easy to do. I'm playing around with the unusual volume scan this morning. I've turned the volume all the way down to 2000. I put my percent gain at 100%. So if a stock doubles in volume, it should trigger over here. Just trying to catch them deeper down the list. This does a good job of it, this Momo. Actually, it does the best job I've ever seen. But I'm always looking for alternate solutions to everything. Good morning, Habanero. Good morning, Stephen. Glad you guys could make it this morning. Maybe we'll pull a few dollars out. Who knows? Maybe it's a good Friday. I'm watching the SPY. It's already trickling down this morning. Couple pennies right here on PSTV. It's still trying to get above that $1.66. IFRX breaking above the $1.71. Not a whole lot of volume. If you look at this current candle, it's just barely ticking. We like to see that number flying, not just barely trickling up. It's picking up speed a little. Last candle only 40,000 shares. Always basis volume. If I were to buy 1,000 shares, I'm one of 40 people. Not a whole lot of people in there. The LTR was a play yesterday. It could do a continuation. Not seeing it up here in the chart. IFRX did take off. I changed it at the wrong time. Wow, that was a quick bounce backwards, though. You'd have had trouble catching that one. All happened in less than 5 seconds. Looks like we're going to make another run up here, probably retest at $1.83, $1.93. Good morning, Danish. Yeah, it's definitely struggling. But you never know in pre-market, the buyers may say, well, this is my only chance. I better do something. And then all of a sudden it shoots up. Me, I like to play to run out. Don't just gamble at them. Let it all set up. Pull the trigger at the right time. Greg, it could be. When it slows down, I'll make a new connection to it, see if I can improve it a little. We'll give it a few more minutes here. If nothing's happening, I'll go ahead and do the introduction for the people that are new. Good morning, David. I think this one's acting like a teaser. Don't let it trick you. Like people are trying to call the bottom here. Yeah, PSTV, it's struggling as well, just like the other ones. take a look at CYTO. That one's not on my chart because it's below my 25-cent minimum. Let's take a look at the bigger picture. Not too hopeful. See the moving averages fixing to do the reverse crossover. List is getting a little bit longer now. We do have 5 stocks that are slightly moving. Maybe they're starting to wake up. We haven't seen much volume coming into the market this morning. We really need the volume to pick up. These little bumps don't help. 50,000 shares is not a bump. We want to see that volume flying. That's why we monitor this current candle bar. SQ making a small move here. Actually, it was a pretty good move from 51.26 to 51.60. It was down here in the bottom. I just saw the bullish signal kick in. Very low volume. Must have just been somebody taking a piece of it. Not really a rally. Good morning, David. Stone cold. I'll do that in a few minutes on my demo. Good morning, imputed. FUBO trying to move up here. I'm watching this volume. I'm looking to see if the buyers are going to come in. It's ticking slowly. 53, 50, 23, 8, 23, 24. It's just a few hundred shares at a time. Not worth throwing money at. Not enough buyers in there. I think that one's going to be sitting on the bottom for a while. CYTO. So if you're new here, I am Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkScript coder, and I create my own indicators. And in the last 6 months, I decided to turn everybody onto them because they work so well. I wanted to lift a bunch of people up, help them get back on their feet in this very tough market. This volume spike indicator is watching for any type of volume movement, whether it be up or down. Once it spots volume, it's either going to give you a bullish or bearish signal. This is where everything started, was with this indicator. All the other indicators you see are tied into this one. This momentum indicator, it looks 30 minutes back for any stock that is slightly moving. If it moves enough, it gives them a score with a low number. And the more they move, the higher the number it scores them. We love to see this volume spike kick in right beside it. You see FUBO moving here with the bullish signal. We try to click on them as fast as we can so we can get in as early as possible. This Momo helps us as long as you start at the bottom and work your way up. Unfortunately, this morning we don't have a long list. Once we see one spiking, we come over here. This is called the pullback indicator. We watch for these two moving averages to cross over. This one is the 5 EMA. This one is the 13. We watch for these indicators, these white arrows, yours may be a different color, to kick in. They're letting you know that there's volume spikes in these candles. We always monitor this first candle here. It's going to give you a bearish or bullish signal to let you know if there's buyers in that candle or sellers. We always watch this current volume indicator here. This is the first candle, and it lets you know the volume of that candle. We like to really see that number flying. They're just kind of creeping in this morning, no great gains. Fubo's still moving up here, but you can see the volume is slowly ticking. We also monitor the entire volume of this stock. So overall, there's more buyers than sellers in the volume. So we have a YouTube channel with all these indicators on it. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, I will post the link in the chat. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like the videos, watch the videos, just comment on the video so YouTube knows what kind of a job I'm doing. It also lets me know what kind of a job I'm doing. In the description of every video is a link to our Discord. That's where you will find all of the indicators, all of the traders. I think there's 1,600 of them over there now. Everyone is sharing their knowledge, helping out when they can. Some of them are trading, some of them are not, some of them are learning. We have all types. There's a link to our Discord. Once you join it, make sure you accept the disclaimer or you won't see any channels. Head on over to the how-to videos if you don't know how to install these labels, indicators, and scripts. It'll teach you how to get them going, get your computer up and running so you can join us for our next live session. These files are located on Current Setup on Discord, steps 1 through 4. We'll get all of these indicators installed for you. Visit our trading floor where we have Gregster and River Place Dad doing their due diligence on stocks and posting them throughout the day. Hang out over there. You may catch a good one. I hang out with them sometimes, and it's pretty profitable. Over on our Options Trader channel, we have It's Me Bob. He's there daily, unless he's tied up with work. He'll give you pointers on options, and sometimes when he has enough participants, he will hold a live stream to take you a little deeper into options. Never trade off of my screen. My screen is sometimes delayed. And I got to refresh it this morning. I'm kind of waiting on the stocks to finish climbing here. And every time I talk, one of them start taking off, and I don't get a chance to buy it, but it's okay. It's a low-volume stock. I'm not really worried about it. I appreciate everyone who joined us this morning. Fridays are a little slow. You got to have patience. So sip your coffee, enjoy, wait for the next one to fly. If you're enjoying this live stream, hit the like button for me. I make a little bit of money on YouTube, and I want to put emphasis on little. By hitting that like button, you tell YouTube you like what you see, and they help me get the video out there a little bit more. Not a whole lot of interest in this stock. It did give a dime. It gave up a dime. Probably couldn't have caught the whole dime, but you could have caught part of it maybe. Wasn't enough volume to make me pull the trigger, but it did catch my attention. So this is our pre-market scan. You can find it in TOS Scans on Discord. It mainly monitors the pre-market stocks, and then these two indicators search that scan. If it sees anything moving, it starts posting them right here. So anything that's moving in pre-market, you're going to know. And normally you're going to know about all of them, but we're going through a merger, and some of us are getting some stocks. Some of us don't get the same stock. So call them out if you see them and I don't have them. As we struggle to get through this merger, I'll be glad when it's over. Good job, Robert. At least you got a pay today, a little paycheck. HOWL. It's at a high, so be careful here. We didn't catch the run early enough. It didn't show up in my scan. Would like to see a pullback here to give us an opportunity to get our piece of it. This will be the next run up right here. Volume is coming in nicely. It's holding its price at this level. There's the next little bump up. It's showing weakness on my tick chart, like it doesn't have the power to get up there. May come down and bounce off the 320 level. Pulling back down to that 320, as I said, if it's going to be a bounce, it's going to do it off of 320. Now we're at 320. This would be the entry for the possible next bounce up if it doesn't break through the 320 level. Looks like the volume is dying off. They're giving up on it. It's acting like a Friday. This is what they do on Fridays. There's not a lot of buyers in the market. There's a lot of sellers. Hard to drive something up. You can see we have no activity whatsoever now. The next chance for a stock to come up that might be worth purchasing is going to be at 7 o'clock, the top of the hour. It's usually when they release news. Until then, we're watching these slow bounces. Keep an eye on this volume bar in case that volume picks up and they start driving it up again. Just watch this current bar volume. That's really all you need to do. While we're slow, I'm going to refresh my connection. You may go black for a minute. All right, I am back. Hopefully that helps. Good morning, Installer Pro. You haven't missed anything yet. We've had a couple of pennies come up. Nothing with strong volume. They were just kind of bouncing, making their way to the top. You'll know a good one when we get it. The buyers will pile in and the volume will really take off. Maybe having that bounce here I was talking about. I said keep an eye on the volume. Buyers are coming in. The numbers are ticking hard. We do have some sellers in that volume, so be careful. They're not going to drive it up too far. Ah, okay. Sorry about that. If you haven't hit the like button on the live stream, please do so. Helps me get higher rankings. Let YouTube know that you're interested in my content. We made quite a few dollars over the last 4 months. Good job, Installer Pro. Greg, ThinkorSwim doesn't actually have float. They call it shares, but I've never known it to be accurate. I think the shares in ThinkorSwim are shares being held as well as available. Every time I've compared it to another website, the number seems to be higher, probably 30-40% higher. But it's called shares in ThinkorSwim. You are welcome. Frank, there is. It's on the TOS scripts. Double Dare, you haven't missed anything explosive. It's just been a couple creepers this morning. I'm sure most of us are waiting on those good stocks, ones where the volume's really rocking. We've had a couple of profiters this morning. Good morning, Jim. Not a whole lot happening when you see one number in the Momo column. How many days have we been here? There was at least 10. That's a typical Friday for you. I think everybody's sitting on their hands waiting for it to get close to the bell, so they can take their profits and call it a weekend. One of the worst markets in history, and we're still pulling out profits. That's a good blessing from above. Good morning, Jimmy. Neo making a very small push here. Lack of volume, just like the rest of them. Apple making a slight push off the bottom. The list is building a little bit better down here in the all stocks, but they're very slow. So as the buyers come in, you'll see these stocks slowly work their way up. Not so much happening in pre-market itself. This is overall, the overall market down here. This is pre-market. I did get the all stock scan re-uploaded yesterday, minus the average volume bar. Only a price is all that's in here. 25 cents, an unlimited maximum on the price. And that's it. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything happen, and we are at 7 a.m. If something's going to happen, if news is going to come out, it'll take a couple of minutes before it actually hits the list over here. Yeah, I missed that Mara run yesterday. I went to lunch, come back, and it never fails. I missed about a 30, 40-cent run. Like perfect timing. I leave, it flies, I come back, and it's over. Looks like Fubo had earnings too. It's down here in the earnings list. It's also up there number 1 in both of our scans. Stephen, isn't that the truth? Or if you want a short one, just wait till I buy it. That would be the best time. It's guaranteed to go down. I do pretty good, though. Broke Joe, we're looking for anything this morning. If it's less of a earnings report, maybe it's not as less as we thought. That would make it good news. Sometimes I think that's how they work it. Well, we did lose, but we're at 30 this time. It was 40 last time, so we're doing better. Yes, that earnings is in TOS scans. I do not know the number. So nothing at 7 o'clock. You take a look at Mara here. If you're not familiar with Mara, it's pretty good stock to play if you can play the swings and the drops. This is that run I missed at lunchtime yesterday on Mara. You can see it was right at 12 o'clock. And when I got back, it was already here. What's bad, I had it on watch all morning, watching all of this. The moment I leave, it takes off. HOWL. Man, they need to get these servers up and running. I don't like that. I don't have it in my list. We haven't had this issue before. $500,000 in volume just in this candle. If it pops, this is going to be a good one. We need to break this 320 level. Pulling back on the tick chart slightly. Now over $500,000 in that current candle. It's pretty much equal sellers and buyers though. Change my time back here. I'm watching it on 2 different time frames. Let me show you reality. Bunch of teasers this morning. And VOS making a move. How did we get over there? Cheaper stock. Unless something looks really promising, I'm going to sit on my hands, save it for Monday if I need to. It's going to have to be really obvious for me to jump in. This 31 to 33 cents does not interest me at all. LILM just popped up in the chart. 79-cent stock, low volume. So when you look over here and you see something, your eyes should go right here. See if there's volume. HOWL. It's pretty much acting like the rest of them. They give you a little tease, thinking you think they're going to go up, and they just reject. CYTO. Still struggling down there at the bottom. It's priced underneath my watch list, underneath my scan minimum. So it's not going to show up unless it's higher than 25 cents. Good morning, Coach. Oh, Thumb, it does work in after hours, but after hours lately has been very, very few stocks. It's kind of like the frustration sets in after the market closes, and very few stocks have been moving in after hours. They're moving, but they're not going anywhere. We need one to really take off, really trigger right up here. That's what we're looking for. These little bumps are nothing but teasers. Don't let them trick you in and giving you their money, or you giving them your money. You'll know when we have a winner, it'll fire up right up here and it'll be at the top just ticking away, easy profits. Right now, these are guessing games. In VOS, another teaser candle here. It's only paying a penny at a time, actually a half a penny at a time. Not really worth watching, but there's nothing else moving. Square is in the earnings list. Let's see when earnings is. Earnings was yesterday after market. I actually put out earnings at 3:12 after hours. That means earnings wasn't so good. That's how I anticipate if they put it out before market open or after. So if you put it out after, they don't drive it down during the night. Yeah, it did have a run after hours yesterday, after the release of the earnings report. So it must have been pretty good. Looks like SHOP is in the earnings list as well. Yesterday, before market open. Thank you, James. It's your system now, not just mine. It's nice coming here every morning. You didn't have to do homework the night before to find something to buy. We just sit here and wait for the stocks to pop up. Not having any luck this morning so far. We had a couple of subscribers make a few dollars, but they were quick snatches, done and over with. Nothing really driving up this morning. James, you just go to my YouTube channel, pick a video that you like and comment on it. Here's the link to the YouTube channel. Everybody should be subscribed. That's where I release new indicators, new training sessions. I got one of them coming up shortly on alerts. think y'all will really enjoy that. This weekend, I plan on releasing a new scan. I've been testing it. It hasn't failed, but the market's been pretty bad. It was a weak test, but I'm going to put it out there anyway because it was promising. That'll probably be released around 1 o'clock on Sunday. WLDS. That's a nice pullback. It didn't pull back too far. Has that Friday volume very low. I really don't expect much to happen today with pre-market like this. It's like this every Friday. Our best days seem to be Tuesday through Thursday. Like everybody has Monday morning blahs. But we've had some good Mondays too. You just have to sit and be patient. Yeah, I like around 10:30 on Fridays. It's kind of like the last rush of the morning. But that's also hit or miss. I've seen nothing happen at those times as well. Randy, believe it or not, I use just about everything that I have. When one strategy's not working, I'll change over to the other one. But most of the time, I'm going to say 90% of the time, I'm in this setup right here. Just if I get bored, nothing's moving, I'll switch through all the other strategies to see if anything is being picked up. And it's usually not. Usually end up right back here with this setup because if it's going to move, it's going to be here. I guess I'm just breaking boredom. I try to be done at 9:30 every morning. Unless nothing happens in pre-market, then I'll sit here till about 10:30 or 11 and give it up. Not known to sit around and do nothing. Very quiet. Nothing happening. Typical Friday. Square inching up slowly. Looks like we might be waking up a little bit. PLTR on the move. It's in the earnings list down here. Earnings was yesterday before market open. Not much money in there, so be careful. It's only a nickel. This candle's probably about a dime. That's a big candle for only a dime. Make sure you watch the money in this column. These big candles can be deceiving. I think I'm having some of the issues some of you had yesterday with these Charles Schwab servers. I'm just not getting the data this morning that I should be getting. Hopefully we get through it soon. Could have a pullback play here. It's not pulling back too far. Waiting on this candle to close so I can mark the bottom. It's almost looking like a pump and dump, though. When you get this high and lose all of it, kind of brings the question in mind, is that real or are they just pumping it up? I mean, when you gain 80 cents and lose all of it, something fishy going on there. I'm going to say that was a pump and dump. Want to thank our Patreon supporters this morning. We did get one launched yesterday as a voluntary effort. If you want to make the channel grow, help us keep things rolling right along, you'll find it under contributions. I think it's called voluntary contributions if you want to participate. All of the money goes back into the channel to help us grow even larger. Your participation is always appreciated. It's a voluntary action. It's not a monthly fee to charge you for the information. If you enjoy what you see, every little bit helps. Good morning, Marilyn. TNON. It's almost like I need to restart ThinkorSwim. Y'all are getting them and I'm not. And yesterday I was getting them and you weren't. This would be your entry on this one. Volume is not ticking as high as I'd like to see it. Maybe the buyers will start coming in now. Possible bounce back to this $1.49. Looks like we're going to make it, and we did. Hopefully break through. I did not buy it. I should have, but it's all right. It's a little bit weak for me this morning on Fridays. I don't trust anything really right now. It should go right on up to here at least. It already bumped through it once. It seems to be struggling just like the rest. It might make it. It's trying. It's struggling. Probably not going to do much. I made a rule years ago, don't trade on Fridays, and it seems like every time I do, the profits aren't like I'm expecting them to be. We did break through that level, though. It did finally make it up there. It was a struggle, but it did it. And we break right on through. Probably pull back now to that $1.49 level here. This was not the perfect pullback, but this is a good example of a pullback. Once you see that big candle, mark the high of the body. Wait for it to pull back and mark the bottom. This would be your entry. And if it had volume and was a strong stock, it probably would have done the same thing much quicker. We did pull back down to this level. So if you made a little, take it. These are not real good examples. It's Friday. The market is not participating. I'm running on lack of data here. Good job, Robert. Just got to click the mouse, right? Everybody watches them every day jump and they don't click the mouse. Good morning, Dippy. You know, it's a struggle when we're shooting for nickels and dimes. Ready for that bull market where we're shooting for dollars. Next 12 months can't pass fast enough. Usually hate to see time flying, and now I'm wishing it would just to get through it. I'll take another year older just to get out of this mess. Alfredo, thank you for calling that one out. It was not on my screen. All right, what's going on here with YouTube? But I lost my screen. Well, looks like I lost you guys. Still trying to get you back. YouTube blanked out on me again. Did the same thing yesterday. There you are. Got you back. We still live? I hope we're still live. My screen went black like yesterday. See you later, Kenneth. Have a blessed weekend. Man, I can't recall the internet being so buggy in the recent weeks. I guess the manipulation continues. Yeah, I think I'm on a bad server this morning for ThinkorSwim. I'm not showing all the stocks I should be showing. Mr. Rodriguez, I hope it goes easy for you. Hopefully you're not trying to reload everything over the weekend. See you later, OT. Appreciate you joining us this morning. I'm going to reboot ThinkorSwim here. You're going to have a black screen for a while. Till I get back up, I'm not going to disconnect, just reboot ThinkorSwim. See if I can come in on a different server. Should be coming back up here any minute. That's much better. With definitely a server issue. They really need to fix these bugs. I hope it doesn't continue like this. It's going to be quite disappointing if it does. Just adds one more step in my procedures in the morning. If it doesn't come up with the right stocks, I guess I need to start rebooting. I actually thought the market was that slow. Guess I need to start digging deeper into it. I'm still not seeing a good stream on my end. looking much better now, I think. I actually have numbers on my chart. Fridays are definitely bad days to trade. Get these little nickels and dimes. That's about all we get unless somebody really puts out some good news. Coming up on that 8 o'clock hour, if this is your first time here, I will take a 10-minute break at 8 o'clock. That's the slow part of the market. As if you think it's slow now, wait till 8 o'clock. Get up, stretch my legs, get my other half a cup of coffee. About 8:25, we'll set up for market open. I'll return about 8:10. I can only sit here so long and I got to move around. These old bones get stiff. All right, I'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, I am back. I'm surprised something didn't shoot to the moon while I was gone. Good morning, Vaughn. TNON is channeling between this range. It could be a good one for market open if it continues. Eric, it stays on 3 minutes. It's not actually a chart setting. I'm using it as a multiplier within the script. I'll explain it to you real quick. So I have a range of 10, and that range is 10 candles. And it's being multiplied by this 3 minutes, which gives me 30 minutes look back time period. That's how this script looks back 30 minutes. It's actually only looking back 10 bars, but 10 3-minute bars, which would be a total of 30 minutes. Good morning, Sonia. Open looks pretty good here. It's been running all morning. It's just been running so slow, nothing has picked it up. It is here in the all stock scan. It's not spiking. There's not enough volume coming in to make it spike. It's very low. So it's kind of just trickling up. Can someone check my delay? I think I'm about almost a minute behind, maybe. Compare my indicator changing to yours. Let me know if it's within seconds or minutes. See you later, Alfredo. Have a blessed weekend. Thank you, Vaughn. Thank you, Habanero. Or maybe we're all delayed. Maybe that's the trick. Sonia, we all been having issues this morning. Vaughn, you need to quit chasing green candles and wait on pullbacks. Start putting in those support and resistance levels. Wait for the pullback on the bottom level before you jump in. You chase a green candle, it's going to sting you almost every time. Everybody seems to give up on them when they turn red. That's when they need to be considering a buy, especially if it's been trending up on a pullback. Never give up. Yes, sir. Come here every morning. Watch me do it over and over again. You'll see how many times it does not fail. Most of them work every time. Good morning, Jeff. Thank you for joining us. About 10 minutes, well, 9 minutes, we'll change over to market open. It's going to be a simple change. I'm just going to move this all stock scan up here, and I'll pick something out that's going to be down here. IFRX making a little move here. It's only pennies though. Don't jump too quick. CISS making a move up here. We're probably going to see a few of them get pumped up before market open, but they'll probably pull back right before the market does open. So be careful, don't chase the green candles. Let's wait on a playback setup. Maybe we can make some clean profit. Picker, all I'm doing is, like this stock right here is a good example. All I'm doing is marking the high of the body. Whenever it reverses like this, I'm marking the high of the body. When it quits reversing, I mark the bottoms. And that's where we would consider an entry. This is a run up. The indicators are pointing north. We got arrows, so we're going to play the pullback. And most of the time, it'll run right back up and break through this level and give us a strong run. Don't trust that on a Friday with these low volume stocks. We have not had a good morning. We're also having server issues. I say sit on your hands because you may be the next victim. So we broke through that level on that candle. Now it's turned into resistance. It's just banging on the resistance level. It could come back down from here. Or it could run up. I can't predict this morning. I don't know if my data is accurate or not. I'm hoping it is. Under normal conditions, Vaughn, if it pumps up here and it pulls back to here and it doesn't break back below this level, that's when you would want to wait on the next green candle and pull the trigger. This was not a good one. It continued and broke right on through and went below it. So if it bounces up, pulls back, and you can set this lower level at the body of that candle, if it bounces around here, chances are it's going to bounce right back up. In this instance, it broke through. Always tell yourself when you see green candles that if you click the button, what are your chances of it continuing? You can't really tell. You may click in on the last green candle before this big pullback. A lot of investors have that issue. They get anxiety when they see a green candle. They click and the red one comes. Just lack of discipline. You just have to really change what you're doing. Then you'll come here one morning and we'll see one running and running and running, and we'll get in and it'll keep on running and running, and you'll say, well, that's not the system. Sometimes we have those obvious get in stocks as well. It's good to tie in these indicators with that pullback to the next support level. Always keep an eye if you become bullish up here and the buyers step in. So it's red, you get a small green one, you're noticing green up here and green down here, the chances of that bounce up is greatly increased. That's why I created these labels, so that we could really monitor this volume closely and the buyers and sellers within that candle. So if it pulls back to support, green and green, and it's just bouncing around on it, it's a good chance it's going to go. All right, I'm going to change over to all stocks up here. Down here, let's go with, let's see, I had a good one. What was it called? I know the gap and run is good, but this low volume stocks. Let's go with the slow crawler scan this morning. What this scan does is it's going to find stocks that are gradually moving up under low volume, and they usually run slowly, but they continue to climb. So it'll become more active after market opens. It's not a pre-market scan. So when the market opens, this column's going to become very volatile. You won't be able to tell what's going on. You won't know which one to select. Watch for high numbers. And the higher this number, they'll start climbing to the top, the obvious ones that are good to buy. I usually watch the first 3 or 4 up here. And I don't worry about what's happening down here below. Typically, I don't play the first green candle at market open. I will find a pullback and play the pullback. I don't chase these green candles at open, because normally there's a big red candle right after it. So I'll be watching these top 3 or 4. If I see something obvious, I'll go ahead and click on it and do the pullback support and resistance levels. Maybe we can get a play on it. Of course, if you're a seasoned investor, you may see something you want to just go ahead and buy. It all depends on your trading style, but I play pullbacks. I haven't noticed any restrictions, Greg. Good luck, everybody. I'm watching these top numbers, and I'm also watching the SPY to see which direction the SPY is going to head. You can see CFLT's number 28% on the volume spike. Just making a little bump up at open. That's one of the green candles I don't buy because usually there's a red one right behind it. Or I should say right in front of it. The SPY is kind of holding flat right now. Nothing making its way towards the top. They're all bounces at open, orders being processed. CFLT, no pullback, going to run up a little bit more. Looks like we're going to get our pullback here on this one. It needs to come back down half of that candle, and it did. So we're here and here. I need this candle to close. If it doesn't close, it's stronger than I anticipated. It's going to run up some more, it looks like. That was a few profit takers before the next run. It's pretty strong. So there was no clean pullback there. It's got buyers coming in, may continue to run a little more. Still waiting on a pullback. That is about 50 cents since market open. Had you taken a chance on it and gambled? Still looking strong. Nice run up for this stock on a Friday. Never even made it to the top of the list. It's still going. Has plenty of room to run before a halt. It opened here at $1.70. That would be a $1.70 gain before it halted. And we're currently up about 50 cents, maybe 60. So it can run another $1 actually. And that's not a prediction. That's not guaranteed that it's going to run another $1. It is strong. It would be a nice pullback if we could get one out of it. I don't like these wicks on the top. These are sellers. Now we need to pull down to about here. There it is. I'll go ahead and mark the top. Wait for this candle to close. There it is. It closed there. It should bounce back up now. Waiting on these indicators. We need some bullish up here and some buyers down here. SPY's moving up a little. Still some sellers on board. It ain't really selling off. They're just profit takers. So that candle did close below that support level. So it may struggle and it may run on up. Looks like we're going to get our gains here. I did not buy it. I didn't jump in when it broke below. We do got a spike arrow coming in. It's probably going to drive it up the rest of the way. We do have our bullish and our buyers. It's not a very good recovery though. We did reach the 1780 mark. Let's see if it can break through or if it's just resistance. So it's a beautiful pullback if you waited on these indicators and waited on that pullback and ride it back up to the top. Not a lot of money, 20 cents. Good job, Super. Showing weakness now. If you're in the money, I would be thinking about taking profit. Yeah, 30 cents is good. I love waiting on pullbacks. I really do. This was almost as much as market open. So why would you chase the green ones when you know you can get a pullback on it later if it's strong? And sometimes after that pullback, the first pullback, these things will run up to another level. But since we're on Friday, that's probably not going to happen. So you initially get the run up, these people are into the money, then they take their profits, then other people jump in and push it back up. You are welcome. You come here and do this with me every morning, you'll catch on really quick. Just set your high, set your pullback level. If it breaks down below it, wait. You can get in a little better price. It turns green and you see green down here and the green bullish candle up here. That's when you would click the button to get in. Good job, Hollywood. Sonia, when they run up like this, you put a level here at the top of the body of this high. So it's the high of the body, not the high of the wick. Then I wait for it to pull back and I mark the bottom of that red candle on the pullback. Then I start watching activity. If we can get a green candle and green buyers and green bullish, then I'll pull the trigger on it and ride it back up. And hopefully it breaks through, but this one did not. So it's the high of the reversal, the bottom of the next red candle. And you like to see a strong pullback like this. This is where most investors give up on them. They say, well, that's not going any further, and they move on to the next one, then they return later and they see this run up. It's all about knowing the story of traders, the buyers and sellers, what they're doing, the activity of the stock, how it's responding. It was a very strong run up at open. So I kind of knew we would get a pullback out of it. I did not expect it to break lower, but it did. So you got a better entry price possibly. And then it ran up. You are welcome. I love doing this. I love teaching everyone. I've been teaching all my life, and I'm not even a teacher, but I guess I am in a sort of way. Starting to calm down now. It'll get quiet around 9 o'clock. It'll start dying. These are the slow crawlers I was talking about. It's like they all make the same move. it's a good little scan if you've never played around with it. Good job, Robert. Yeah, it's a continuation of earnings they had yesterday. Got to be careful though. Don't know where pre-market high was, right here. So we're at pre-market high. It could pull back from here. This is about the high price, around the $10 range, or just under $10 for Mara. Next week, it'll probably pull all the way back down to $7.50 or $8. Then the next week, back up to this level. It's good, steady money, but it's not often enough, but it's still something to count on. Looks like we have a bunch of slow crawler, low volume stocks this morning. Nice little scan right here. Not a bunch of volatility in these. PLTR, good run up since market open. Good morning, Money Man. The SPY is moving up this morning. They'll call it a rally on the news. If you're new here and you don't have these two indicators loaded, you need to join us. You're missing out on some money. Going to present the moving stocks right before you without you having to search for them. We get this blessing every morning in pre-market for easy money. This morning, not so lucky, but there's another day. You don't have to go searching for what's moving. They're all right here in front of you. AI also doing a good job. Looks like I missed a pullback on that one. Can't watch them all. That's the problem. I've got 5 monitors, and you can't put all of them up there, plus all of your watch lists, plus all of your scans, plus your trading chart. I need 50 monitors. AI still creeping up. Greg, I'm sure it does. That's a great scan. Good job, Dusty. You have a blessed weekend. Beautiful pullback on this cheaper stock here. You could have marked here, watched it drop, see this green candle coming in, and these would have turned buyers and bullish for the next run up. It doesn't have to be within 2 candles. It can be over numerous candles. You have to just keep an eye on them. Never give up on a falling stock. That's what I say until it's over. HOWL making another move at it here. John, it's over in TOS scans on Discord. You're going to find out that a lot of those scans really do work. You'll be changing back and forth. High flyers, slow crawlers, momentum, unusual volume, trend chaser. They all work. You just got to find which one you like and stick with it. Going to get a pullback here on AI. That candle closed right there. I'll mark it. Let's see if we can get a bullish back up in here. We did get the next green candle. Now we're waiting on volume to come in. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing sellers, not buyers. There's the buyers trying to pop in. This would be the third pullback, so not likely to happen, but it could. We are bouncing off of support. I'll zoom in a little more so you can get a closer eye on it. Not seeing that bullish indicator up here yet. Looks like that third run is going to be a weak one. Thank you for joining us, Torino. Might inch our way back up to there. Not the strong volume I'd like to see. I'd like to see the buyers really come in and bust through that level. Getting close to that 9 o'clock hour, it'll calm down at that point. I've never used TradingView. I've been on ThinkorSwim since 1990. I've never left them. Walter, that's a good idea. You may have told me that before in a YouTube comment, if you were the one. I'll see if I can get a desktop clock working on this thing over the weekend. I will not teach scripting. Scripting took me a long time to learn. I don't have the time to do that. It's not something you learn in a couple of days or weeks or months. It comes over years. A lot of mistakes along the way. I am self-taught. That is correct. Everything I do, I'm self-taught. I'm a self-taught contractor even. Started contracting 47 years ago with a $5 ad in the newspaper. $5 ad got me to 47 years building houses. Working on commercial buildings. Sonia, I'm south of Houston. I'm down in Kemah between Galveston and Houston. There's that 9 o'clock hour. There's that dead spot. Doesn't mean it's over. The slow crawlers will probably pull you through the day. Looks like they're all peaking out, rounding over. This one may still be good. Riot. I've been watching it for weeks. Just can't seem to pull the trigger on it. About the time I do, it wants to go downhill even more. If you pay attention to this 5 and this 13 moving average, every time they start squeezing together when the stock is trending up, that would be an entry point. You can see the dip back here towards the 13. You can see the dip back here towards the 13. You can see the dip back here towards the 13. They pretty much call out these support and resistance levels for you. I love the 5 and 13 for day trading. These dips are profit, every one of them. Got a dip back right here and a run up, a dip back right here and a small run up. Then we're at our peak. PLTR dipped in right at open, took off. Pull back, another run up. Affirm. Ran up at open, dipped back close together, ran up again. You have to pay attention to what's going on with the moving averages, or you can just play the support and resistance levels. I'm going to say this one's finished. We are rounding over now. Yeah, I've got mine zoomed in. I can bring these two indicators down here, these magnifying glasses, you can make them smaller or larger. Or you can drag across your screen if you want to zoom in. Hold the left mouse button down, pull across it, and zoom in. We'll probably start pulling back here this Friday at 9 a.m. What happens every day, like they're all pulling back now. The SPY may be trying to come back down. The volume spikes are dead. This is when I switch over to high flyers about this time of the morning. And I wait for one of them to start pegging this top line right here. In high flyers, this is what I watch. This one single top position. In these high flyers, you don't see it, but the moving averages are stacked. So the 5 is above the 13 is above the 34, and the price is above the 5. So this is a trending up indicator scan. Not going to get much of a pullback on the high flyers. They're pretty much doing what they need to do. They're high flying. May catch some little red candles like this before the continuation. A whole different scan with a whole new strategy. You have to really watch it, learn what it's doing. I've learned if I just watch that first stock, it usually keeps going. It'll give me an entry when I see a spike. There is an image of my settings in TOS scans near the bottom for pre-market. And I have my scan display to 50. So in TOS scans, there's an image of my settings at the bottom. SPY is pulling back now. CFLR, it should be telling the story. Uh-oh, I must have typed it in wrong. Or you gave me the wrong symbol. Is it CLFR? CFLT. Probably done. Looks like all the rest of them, they're all pulling back now. X potential. It's a smoother move on exponential than it is on simple. Kind of smooths the lines out. Torino, they come in this setup, step one in current setup, you're going to get all of this. It's already included for you. So is this bid, spread, and ask, and so is this bullish and bearish. You're going to get all of this above here in one install. Then step two is going to be this label. Step three is going to be this volume spike, and step four is going to be this momentum. You can see this high flyers is bringing you the strongest stocks. It'll stay on top of them all day long for you. I'll try, but I might be too late on it. QRTEA. There is no pullback. It's channeling sideways. A pullback is when they're running up really strong, and then you get a red candle behind it. This is not a pullback at all. Still got that blood pressure medicine cough. I got to get rid of it, change the pill or something. Sorry if I coughed in your ear. Try to mute the mic, but that one hit me fast. Sonia, are you on 1 minute? Yeah, it gets me hard 8-10 times a day. It gets really frustrating. My body does not like drugs. I've changed blood pressure medicine already. I still continue to reject them. So if you notice, I've been on this MCRB for about 5 minutes. It's continued to crawl up. Moving averages are still stacked. There's still few buyers coming in. Good job, Danish. I want Mara to come back down in the $7.50 range, and then that's when I'll buy it hard. Good morning, Costa. Good job, Sonia. Sonia, you sound like you're about ready to move over to real money. Seen you post quite a few times. You made a little. Still watching this MCRB. Still trying to give a little bit more. AC, I actually drink apple cider vinegar daily. That's helped pull me through a lot of stuff. Don't jinx me, JC. Got to break the fear, Sonia. You see us do it every morning. I know you can do it. You got it in you. I can tell. MCRB still holding this level. It's about 10 minutes to go before I end this live stream. If you haven't joined us, it's free. What are you waiting on? There's a link to YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like the videos and comment on the videos. Let YouTube know what kind of a job I'm doing here. We're all making money. I don't know if anybody's really in the red anymore. I think they've all pretty much caught on. Could be a couple of people losing out there. I still lose occasionally. I'm sure they do too. But I think they've changed their mind about how they trade. I'm willing to help you if you're willing to join. There's our Discord link as well. That's where you'll find all the subscribers. Everybody's helping everybody. We're one big, giant investment community. Many of us reach out to help others. That's what it's all about. Come and join us. Learn what we do. Meet us here every morning on the live streams 5 days a week. You'll learn how to work these indicators and these pullbacks and these volume spikes and these momentum numbers. And join in on the fun. I appreciate you joining us this morning. JC, have a blessed one. And I know you will. Don't forget to say your prayers all weekend long for a good week next week. That's how I get by. Pray first, play later. Sonia, as little as I can. Most of the time I'm done at the end of this live stream. I didn't trade this morning. I'm reluctant to trade on Fridays. I've developed an anger for this day. I guess that's an easy way to put it. It was quite a day for a Friday, I have to admit. We have had some stocks go up. MCRB is still going. That top position in this stock, in this high flyer scan. Nice little bump up. Thank you, Vaughn. Thank you, AC. Thank you, Francisco. Thank you, Robert Merritt. Sonia, not really, but they're better than Fridays. Thank you, MY. Thank you, Flo. I'm glad you made dinner money. You're making money every day, Flo. Every day you're posting profits. Always happy to help out a sister. Thank you, Torino. Thank you, Jeff. That's good to hear, Mac. Helps me control mine when I tell y'all how to control yours. I learn as well from my own teachings. Keeps my mind fresh as well when I repeat it over and over and over. Sometimes I think I'm a green parrot, but it's all right. The more I repeat it, the more I remember it. Thank you, Skywalker, Hollywood, Sonia, Picker. Okay, guys, you have a blessed weekend. I'm going to call it a weekend. I probably won't trade the rest of the day. I've got things I got to do. As always, God bless. I'll see you guys on Monday. It's 5:55. Bye-bye.